guys, and today I'm going to be opening up and reviewing the June box for Kawaii Craft Kits. And if you don't know, Kawaii Craft Kits is a monthly subscription service where every month there's some new type of cute craft in it, and I was really interested in buying this box specifically because for me, every box that I've seen this creator make, she makes sure that the box is curated specifically to actually make one craft. So you're not going to get a box and not know what to do. And also June this month is Polymer clay is the theme, which I've been really wanting to try. So I figured if I want to try a new medium, this box would be a great way to do it because I'm going to get all the essentials in one package. And on top of just getting essentials, these essentials are going to be cute. So as you can see, the box has already been opened, and that is not because I tore into it out of my excitement. I'd actually withheld myself. I didn't spoil myself from the contents of the box because the creator also has a YouTube channel called Kawaii Craft Kits where she does projects with the box, and I'm like, don't watch it. I didn't want to spoil it, and I waited, and I opened up the box and I showed everything, and then I replaced all the footage on my laptop. So we're just gonna start over new today. So yes, this stuff's been open, but it's okay because now I can actually talk about using all of these supplies. So the first thing that you get in the box is a little pamphlet, and it basically just goes over the theme for the month. And it has this adorable artwork. Their mascot's a pink Shiba Inu, so that's like the two perfect things combined into one. So you already know this box is great. And then on the back, they have a really nice overview of everything in the box and even little tips and stuff. And if you want more tips, like I said before, she does a great tutorial for every box on her YouTube channel. And then on the left side, I actually went online and I found prices for a lot of this stuff because I was interested to see, am I getting a good deal? It's obviously right around the price of the box, $35. So it's a great deal because you can't walk into a store and find all these things, number one. So you're never going to be able to use like a coupon on everything at once. Two, some of these supplies I couldn't even find the exact version online, which I think is really awesome because you're definitely getting something unique. And three, this box actually has free shipping. So if you were to buy all these supplies individually online, you'd be paying multiple shipping prices, and these shipping prices would probably be like 3 times the price of just the small craft item itself. So I was really happy with the value of this box. And I was really happy with the selection because believe me, this is everything you would need to have if you were just starting off with the supply like I was. So the first thing that we have is we have these little acrylic paint bottles, which are super cute because they're tiny. And their tiny size is actually really perfect for this box because the polymer clay that this box is for is more towards smaller items. So these paints were perfect, and there's definitely a lot, and you have your primaries and stuff, so you can definitely mix more colors. I also really like these acrylic paints because when you put them on the clay, they're the shiny acrylic paints. So they really add a lot more life to a piece because the clay itself, when it comes out of the oven, it's a little bit matte. And personally, I think whenever there's a matte finish on something, it just doesn't look like there's really any life in it. So these were really awesome to put on my clay piece when I was done. This is the clay that you get in the box this month, which again was a really nice choice. It's a 12 pack, so you have lots of colors. And even though when you take these little clay cubes out and they look tiny, you really can make so much with just these 12. I mean, as you'll see later on, I made this little dog figure, which is a decent size, and I still have plenty of clay left to try something else, which is really great. And the clay, this brand is really good because it was super easy to mold. I put it in the oven for how long they told me to, and again, it worked really good. The white parts did yellow just a little bit, but I mean, that's expected. And this is my first time doing this, so I'm sure I'll learn better tricks on baking. But I really like the clay choice. And then these, I was initially excited for because obviously they're pink, they're very cute. but these are like literally a godsend. On the one end you have these white rubber nibs, and these things are so good for smoothing down the clay because it is very hard to get the clay perfectly smooth. And you can use stuff like rubbing alcohol, but this is a great tool to just have to smooth it down, especially this brush nib. I would basically roll it along the clay and it would make the clay super smooth, and it would get into narrow bits because the point went down like that. And I also use these a little bit to help mix my paints because they're rubber, so you can just clean them off. And then the other end is little tools you think you would be able to use to etch into the clay, which you certainly can. But I found that these ends were amazing for actually using the paint onto the clay. If you want to have a nice opaque, clean cut line paint look on your figure, these would lay it down so nice. So that was really awesome. These really are usable for so many different things. Next up, we also had a couple more tools. We had this X-Acto knife, which is really nice because yes, you can cut a lot of polymer clay stuff with it. And X-Acto knives are always really good for a lot of different types of crafts also, so I was really glad to get one of these in here. And then kind of like those little rubber tools, you got another little tool to etch and stuff into the clay, which is good. Along with the acrylic paints that came with their own brush, she included these two really tiny little brushes, which were great for doing detail because you definitely do need tiny brushes if you're making little charms. And then we also have this E6000 glue, which is a very common craft glue. And like I said before, the creator, I feel like she really does think of everything, because this glue, there you can put little embellishments on, or more importantly, if your clay cracked in the oven, this glue is really great at putting it back together. So she really does think of every little supply that you could need for this box, which I really like, because I like getting a complete package when I buy something that's a craft kit. We have here this super gloss sealer. I really like obviously the packaging, and then it comes with its own brush, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to use this originally because like I said, the acrylics are already glossy, and sometimes super gloss sealer, it'll look too shiny. But this gloss is actually amazing because, as I'll show you later, when I put this gloss on my clay piece, the finish of the gloss is basically the same as glazing as you would for real clay in a kiln. Like, it really made the piece look like a real clay piece, which I thought was amazing. So I am in love with this gloss. And then the last two items we have is a little badge that you get in every box, which is a Maneki Neko cat. Or, well, I guess I'd be saying cat twice. It's a Maneki Neko. And then this is the little, obviously, bells and collars for the cat. So like I was saying before, where it seems like every box is curated specifically for a project, I would say this month's would definitely be the Maneki Neko because she gives a tutorial for that. It's the little pin design, and you get the little embellishments for it. And I'm definitely later on going to be making one of these myself. So overall, I was very impressed with this box, and I had a super fun time making everything. I think she really does pick everything that you could ever want for the box, and it was really fun to make. And I'm sorry that all the footage other than me painting got lost, but honestly, you probably didn't want to see me just furiously mashing clay together and trying to blend it because this was my first time, so I was really just experimenting a lot. final project turned out to be. I mean, it's something. I guess I have to keep in mind that just like all my other art mediums, when I started out with marker, when I started out with colored pencil, paint, all those first pieces, they weren't obviously the greatest. When you're trying a new medium, more than likely you're not going to be perfect at it. So this is something that I'll just keep working at, and I think eventually, you know, I can get better at it, just like everything else. And like I said before, there's definitely enough clay in there to do a couple more projects. So overall, I really love this box, and I had fun making my little dog.